Most people think a soccer jersey is fully sewn first, and only then are the logo, player name, and numbers printed onto it. But in modern factories, the process is almost the opposite. Each fabric panel is printed and heat-pressed separately before being sewn together into a complete jersey. This ensures that every pattern lines up perfectly, even across the seams. Thanks to this method, factories can produce thousands of different jersey designs every day from nothing more than plain white rolls of fabric. So what does the manufacturing process behind today's modern soccer jerseys actually look like? In the early days of modern soccer in the late 19th century, players wore jerseys made from thick cotton that were heavy and absorbed water easily. After just one match in the rain, a jersey could become much heavier, reducing a player's speed and agility. By the late 20th century, the development of polyester fibers and advanced synthetic knitting technology transformed the sportswear industry. The new jerseys were lighter, dried faster, and lasted longer. They also made heat transfer printing possible, allowing factories to add sharp, colorful graphics, logos, player names, and numbers while preserving the fabric's breathability. This combination of modern materials and manufacturing technology created the soccer jerseys we know today. But behind what seems like a simple shirt is a production process that brings together a surprising range of technologies. Everything begins with large rolls of white polyester fabric. The most common material used in modern soccer jerseys because it is lightweight, quick-drying, and especially well-suited for heat transfer printing. Before cutting, multiple layers of fabric are stacked together, with paper patterns placed on top showing the exact shape of each piece, including the front panel, back panel, sleeves, and shorts. The operator then uses a vertical knife cutting machine to slice through the entire stack, following the pattern precisely. Although the machine does most of the cutting, the quality of the result still depends heavily on the operator's skill to keep every cut accurate and consistent. Even a small mistake can cause the pieces to misalign during sewing or make the printed graphics fail to line up correctly. Once cutting is complete, each fabric piece is sorted into matching sets before moving to the next stage, where it will finally receive the colors and design of the finished soccer jersey. Up to this point, the freshly cut fabric pieces are still completely white and show no sign of becoming a soccer jersey. The colors only appear after the digital design files are sent to a large format printer. Using pre-prepared graphics, the printer produces every pattern, logo, team color, and decorative detail onto special heat transfer paper with extremely high precision. Instead of printing a complete jersey as one image, each section, such as the front panel, back panel, sleeves, and shorts, is printed separately to match the fabric pieces cut in the previous stage. This method not only reduces material waste, but also helps ensure that every graphic lines up correctly when the jersey is assembled, unlike traditional screen printing, which requires a separate screen for each color. Digital printing allows the factory to switch to a completely different design almost instantly by simply loading a new file into the computer. Once printing is finished, the colorful rolls of transfer paper move to the next stage, where the designs will be transferred onto the fabric. This is the stage where a printed image on paper becomes part of the fabric itself. First, each sheet of transfer paper is carefully aligned with the matching fabric pieces, including the front panel, back panel, sleeves, and shorts. Once everything is positioned correctly, the paper and fabric pass through a heat press, where they are exposed to high temperature and pressure for a short time. This is where the unique process of sublimation takes place. Instead of sitting on the surface like many traditional printing methods, the ink changes directly from a solid into a gas and penetrates deep into the polyester fibers. As the fabric cools, the colors become locked inside the fibers rather than forming a layer on top. As a result, the graphics remain soft to the touch, add no extra thickness, and preserve the fabric's natural breathability. After the transfer paper is removed, the once plain white fabric pieces are now covered with their final colors and graphics, ready for the personalization stage before being sewn into a complete soccer jersey. At this point, the colors and graphics are complete, but the uniform still doesn't belong to any particular player. The next step is personalization, where each jersey receives its own player name and number. First, the letters and numbers are cut from a special heat transfer material and organized for each individual uniform. Workers then carefully position them on the front or back of the jersey before using a heat press to permanently bond them to the fabric. Every jersey must be aligned with great precision to ensure the spacing, positioning, and straightness of each letter and number remain consistent. This is one of the biggest advantages of modern manufacturing. By simply updating the digital design file, a factory can produce hundreds or even thousands of jerseys with different player names and numbers without making any changes to the production line. Once personalization is complete, every uniform is inspected again to prevent mistakes before moving on to the sewing and assembly stage. Once the fabric pieces have been printed with their colors, graphics, player names, and numbers, they are still just separate pieces. The sewing and assembly stage transforms them into a wearable soccer uniform. The jersey is assembled first. Workers join the front and back panels together, sew the shoulder seams, attach the sleeves, and then stitch the side seams to create the basic shape of the shirt. Strong, durable stitching secures the edges so the seams can withstand the intense movements of the game. After the main body is complete, smaller details such as the collar, sleeve cuffs, and finishing seams are added to give the jersey its clean, finished appearance. Although industrial sewing machines greatly increase production speed, the final quality still depends heavily on the skill of the operators. Even a slightly uneven seam or incorrect fabric tension can cause the jersey or shorts to wrinkle, twist, or lose their proper shape. Once both the jersey and shorts are finished, the complete uniform is ready for the final inspection and finishing stage. After going through cutting, printing, heat pressing, and sewing, the soccer uniform is almost complete. But it still isn't ready to leave the factory. In the final stage, every jersey and pair of shorts is carefully inspected for common production defects, such as loose threads, uneven stitching, wrinkled fabric, misaligned names or numbers, and unfinished edges. These small imperfections may seem minor, but they can affect both the appearance of the uniform and the comfort of the person wearing it. Once the inspection is complete, the garments are pressed with industrial ironing equipment to smooth the fabric, stabilize the shape, and give the seams a clean, professional finish. This step is especially important for lightweight polyester sportswear, since the fabric can wrinkle easily or lose its shape after folding if it is not properly finished. Finally, each completed uniform is either hung up or neatly folded for one last overall inspection. What started as plain white pieces of polyester fabric has now become a lightweight, durable, and professionally finished soccer uniform ready to be worn on the field. The biggest difference between sublimation printing and heat transfer vinyl lies in where the color ends up. With heat transfer vinyl, the design is created as a separate layer of material and then pressed onto the surface of the fabric. Over time, repeated washing, friction, and stretching can cause that layer to crack, peel, or feel thicker than the surrounding fabric. Sublimation works in a completely different way. During heat pressing, the ink turns into a gas and penetrates deep into the polyester fibers. As the fabric cools, the color becomes permanently locked inside the fibers themselves. In other words, the design is not sitting on top of the jersey. It actually becomes part of the fabric. That is why sublimated graphics remain soft, do not reduce the fabric's breathability, and are much more resistant to peeling or cracking than traditional heat transfer vinyl. However, the process does have one important limitation. Sublimation works best on light-colored polyester because the ink cannot cover dark fabrics the way a solid printed layer can. By combining polyester fabric with high-temperature sublimation printing, modern soccer jerseys achieve the lightweight feel, breathability, and long-lasting colors that players expect. Not every soccer jersey with the same design is made the same way. Match jerseys, often called authentic or player-issued jerseys, are designed specifically for professional players. They are usually made from lighter, thinner, and more stretchable materials, with a slim fit that reduces excess fabric during running, turning, and physical challenges. Some models also include extra ventilation zones or breathable knit panels in areas that generate the most heat, such as the back, underarms, and sides of the jersey. Fan jerseys, also known as replica jerseys, are designed for everyday wear. They typically have a more relaxed fit, and the fabric may be slightly thicker and more durable for long-term use. Logos, badges, and other details are sometimes made more robust, so they can better withstand frequent washing and regular wear. Interestingly, the two versions can look almost identical from a distance, but they are built with completely different goals in mind. Authentic jerseys are engineered for maximum on-field performance, while replica jerseys focus on comfort, durability, and a more affordable price for fans. The next time you see a soccer jersey, you may no longer see just the colors of your favorite team. Instead, you'll see an entire manufacturing process, where every piece of fabric, every drop of ink, and every stitch is carefully planned to create something that looks surprisingly simple. From heat transfer printing to the skilled hands of the sewing operators, every detail plays a role in determining how light, durable, and comfortable the jersey will be on the field. And that's what makes everyday objects far more fascinating than they first appear. Sometimes, the most impressive engineering isn't found only in giant machines or groundbreaking inventions. It's hidden inside the things we wear, use, and see every single day. If you enjoy discovering how everyday products are made behind the factory doors, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next behind-the-scenes manufacturing journey.